Welcome, everybody, to what I plan on being, at least for now, the final episode of Splatoon Raiders. Well, pending any major updates after this anyways. So I wanted to release this episode a little earlier, but life said no. Wrong button. So it is extremely easy, apparently, to get everything you might need. Except these dang gems. I wish I were kidding on that. But I've been playing this primarily on my own. My relic collection is sitting at completely maxed out. I'm a legendary rare and get, I'm assuming, double the star yield. Still have all these scrolls. They're neat to look at every now and then. And those are still some really strong words from Big Man. Remind me not to make him angry. In the gadget guide, I have. Well, I'm still working on building / acquiring gadget parts. But yeah, I've got all the gadgets built. I'm still missing a few weapons. 10 to be exact, before I get 3 more gems, which would have been really nice a lot sooner. Because I'm still sporting the Primo Glass Ball Splatter Shot. Because you can see why. So I am starting to experiment with other weapons. Okay, one of them, but that's not important. As for salmonid research, I'm almost there. I've unlocked all the fun facts for most of the salmonids, as you can see. Lessers I'm not too worried about anymore. Still missing one. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 salmonids total. I've got all the mythic salmonids. If you read this one, which I am showcasing this right now. Yeah, Lord Sultimatum just fills that upside down. I guess they just like hanging out upside down. It also showcases this, or hints at just how old Lord Sultimatum is. My guess is that they are completely insane. There are a couple things I want to point out about this. One, fistics. I like that first fun fact in the second grouping there. They take flying safety seriously. And that is a good thing. But 2, you lordy, these things are a pain in the ass to find. Even if I had defeated every goalie I've seen, I would not have unlocked the second batch of fun facts yet. Why not have every 10,000 salmonids? Yeah, that's a bit of a generous estimate if you ask me. And strong arms are still a pain in the ass, and as are the long steel eels. But I'm serious, those gems are biggest pains to find. Let's see. I've also maxed out the Primo Glass Splatter Shot upgrade, so yeah, it's literally 50 plus 54 5-star. But I think it's 5-star Primos. It could be 5 stars. I haven't tested that because that takes up gems. I don't want to use all willy-nilly. This is pretty much my main gadget setup now, along with my relic powers that have mostly served me well. Sticking with the Ultra Speed Tank and going through the Shiver. At this point, I've unlocked most outfits. I've yet to call for help because at this point I don't need it, and honestly, I just need the upgrade. And I still can't find any of the Splatoon Raiders amiibos anymore, and that's disappointing. I'll showcase how far I've gotten into the Bottomless buffet here. I'm gonna go help somebody out really quick. Because most of the gems I find are through helping other players. And in turn, up until I maxed out this weapon, I was constantly running out of gems super easily. Okay. I don't recall if I've showcased what it looks like when you help another player out yet. Down there, but dang it. Okay, that could have gone better. Ooh, a gem. That's not what I mean when I say helping players out has been my main source of getting gems. For good measure, you know? Ah, yes. This particular boss. That's right. Let's just do this right now. Hooray! That one? Okay, that went well after the first level. Not quite the finest job ever, but oh well. I probably should have gone with a different weapon. So weapon loot, but the health bonus here, that's pretty much how I got most of my gems up until I pseudo didn't need them anymore. I say pseudo because there's other gadgets I can, or gadget parts I can make, like, say, blast boot. All these take gems. If I want to use blast boot, I could. I think jump bomb is part of the, or part of a meta for this, which I don't really care to use, if I'm trying to be honest. But, you need gems to make these good parts. You also need the gems to really update. Let me find. You need gems to really update the good ones to cut down the number of slots and just increase their damage overall. So that's something I'll definitely do on my own time. Now, as for the Bottomless pits, I'm past 400. But there are a few things I want to say about Bottomless Buffet and this game again in general. So my current self is going to try and make more progress here, while my future self does a voiceover. Have fun, future me! Thanks, past me. I fear that it will be easier to convey my own thoughts like this than trying to splat and talk at the same time. So, the Bottomless Buffet acts like a randomizer of the past floors encountered here, at least from what I gather, and I find that simultaneously good and bad. Good because this makes for a good way to test yourself and preferred layout to see how deep you can go, with the chance to really see what works for you, and makes for a good way to grind up shards or materials you might still need. Additionally, you can repeat floor sections to obtain all remaining treasures, or get the other goodies that you might need. Like the gems, in my case. I also say bad, in part because of the same reason why I currently find Splatoon 3's site order to be boring. It gets repetitive after a while, and by the time you've defeated Lord's Ultimatum, you will have already seen all the level varieties there are, at least in my experience. Granted, the Samanids here get a bit stronger with every 3 floors you accomplish, and you can still get stronger with every level above what I consider to be the soft level cap of 50. You've seen the level I'm currently at, after all. It's also not a reliable way to grind up Samanid splats for completion's sake, as you saw. For one, strong arms are rare compared to every other boss/season Samanid, and are a pain in the ass to deal with when you go deep enough. For two, I am 99.9% certain that goldies don't appear here. In fact, the large crystal levels are the only levels that I personally can seem to find them in. And even then, they only sometimes pop out from the glowing red crystals. Honestly, even if goldies did appear in the Bottomless Buffet, I suspect that they would be near impossible to splat before time is up, and they don't really drop power eggs to begin with. If you really do want to go as far down into the Bottomless Buffet as possible, it is worth looking into what other players do. Honestly, it is why I adopted the use of a corkscrew. You might also want to consider giving a 5-star Primo weapon and getting it to its max level of 50 plus 50, much like I have. The extra damage will help out. I do not think emulating other players is strictly necessary, per se, but it might help out. All that said, I admittedly like the Bottomless Buffet, but I find myself wanting to play the main game again, start to finish. And yes, I do know that revisiting the past is a thing in this game, but that just doesn't feel the same, you know? And completely running away to everything I've said up to this point, I have heard of other players wanting DLC for this game, although I fail to see how that would be implemented logically. Splatoons 2 and 3 had their DLCs showcase 8 and Off the Hook, and I'm assuming that they are still busy alongside Octan's side order during the events of Raiders. Hence, they are probably not much of an option here. The Squid Sisters are likely still keeping an eye on Alteria, along with the Captain and Neo Agent 3, all while looking over Craig Cuttlefish, who's still probably dehydrated at this point. DJ Octavia is probably still busy getting his army back, so who would be left? Well, Agent 4, I guess. But what would the purpose be? What situation could possibly arise, and how would things be separated from the main game or the Bottomless Buffet? I guess I could see the soft level cap being increased with no changes to players' additional levels above that, but even that would possibly be more of a benefit than requirement, you know? Although now I say that out loud, I could see something related to Agent 4 and everyone having to start over from level 1 on that, but oh, I'm just rambling at this point. That's more than I really had to say about that. So let's re-enable the volume from the actual gameplay, shall we? Well, speak of the devil! So as I'm playing this, I'm still doing some final touches on the last bit of the script I'm writing. Yeah. You can tell why I opted to do a voiceover. Son of a gun! Darn Tong Chum. Son of a gun. I said that already, but yeah, that's pretty much what I mean by the strong arms, aka Big McGarcuses. Being pains to defeat in the bottomless pit. Hey, you're telling me, Fry. Yeah, that's why I sought to defeat 20 more of those just to get the remaining fun facts. Honestly, I think going to 4.99 really is the best way to go about grinding them. Although safer would probably be, nope, these sorts of levels, the huge crystals. But honestly, I've said all I really want to say about this game, at least for now. Oh yeah, this dialogue. Good to see them referencing past Bathurst, you know? But yeah, as I said, that's pretty much all I've got to say for this game. Again, at least for now. Who knows if there's any DLC or major updates on the horizon, but I guess time will tell for that. Look at the sun in my face. Why not? So, join me here again, either for the continuation of this game, if it happens, or for a different playthrough of something else. Who knows? My name is Vargan6, and I thank you for your time.